everyone. Welcome to Centurion PodTalk, the official podcast of Centurion University of Technology and Management, Viziangaram. I am your host RB Balaji, and today we are talking about the topic from first job to future leader. To help us to explore this, we have with us Mrs. Surya Madam, Director of EPAM Hyderabad, and she is also having 23 years of experience in IT sector. So, madam, we will go into the questions. Some of the questions we will discuss about the from first job to future leader. So, first job is very excited to everyone.
Correct.
So, what should a student understand about the IT sector before joining their first job?
Yeah. So, our topic of first job to future leader, of course, it is very much. I come from IT background, which is very specific to IT background, but this need not be, confined only to the IT background as such. Any background or, any stream that a student chooses, right? They come out of academics. All that they need to have is right mindset and right skill set. They should not forget that, okay, it's my first job. I'm relaxed because end of the month, I'm getting my salary. So that should not be the way of thinking a student or an employee should start thinking. They should not think in that direction.
Okay.
Right? All that they need to understand is, yes, my first job should not just be my ultimate destination. No. There's a lot for an individual to grow, lot for an individual to learn, and then the learning curve should not stop at any point in time in their careers. Right? Because even today, we continue to learn. Otherwise, we become obsolete in the industry. That is, we get outdated in the industry if we are not learning, if we are not being, understanding the industry trends and all of that, right?
Yes.
So that is one key message I would like to tell that, every individual, they should continue to learn throughout their career, right? Irrespective of whether they pursue their careers or not, but that learning curve, staying up to the mark with industry trends, all of that should be part and parcel of their life, I would say. Yeah.
It's very informative, madam.
Yeah.
And next, we will go to the next question.
Yeah.
How do current trends in the IT industry influence career growth?
Yeah. So say now if you think AI is actually leading the industry,
Yes, madam.
right? So that's the talk as well. And people are even more frightened about AI. Is it really going to make people or human lose their jobs, right?
Yes.
That will never be the case. However, if we are also learning how to work along with AI, or we also learn the techniques of using AI, we will become, part of the industry, or we will never become obsolete, or we will never become outdated, I would say,
Yes.
right? How to use AI so that our work can be much more accelerated, or we can bring in more efficiencies if we use AI into our day-to-day life while we are working,
Yes.
right? So, a simple example, like, if we have to prepare a PPT, ChatGPT gives us very good PPTs today.
Yes, madam.
Right? Even students like 5th class, 6th class, 8th class students are also able to prepare PPTs.
Yes.
But if you ask me, in our era, they were, we never used to at least dare to even do a PPT, right? It took us some time for us to learn. But at least people should start using those tools to, enhance their knowledge and evolve their learning skills so that it will become more effective and they will become more productive also, if you ask me. So that is very important.
Okay. Thank you, madam, for your IT industry, using AI in IT industry.
Yeah.
It is very useful nowadays also.
Absolutely.
So thank you, madam, for your information. And next question, madam, how can entrepreneurial thinking help an employee become a future leader?
Yeah. So, entrepreneur, how can they become a future leader? Again, as I said, it's not just only when we work as an employee, or it should not just be limited to work culture. A leader, an individual starts becoming a leader even much before they think that it starts with an employment,
Yes.
right? Say a leadership skill, it can be right from a school age as well. A children or kid right from a school age also, they can have that leadership skill. But in few cases, it becomes an inherent property. They become leaders, or they have that property by birth, for example. Few may not have, but that doesn't mean they will not become leaders.
Yes.
It is all about whether we are able to learn, looking at our peers, looking at the world around us. Are we able to learn? Is the best quality or the best point that I would say, or an element that I would say people should learn.
Yes.
Right? So entrepreneurs, definitely, yes, right? But every employee or every student can also become a future leader.
Yes.
It's all about, as I said, mindset and the skill set that they need to have. So, and there are stages to it. Okay. So in your first 2 years of your age, you can do mistakes. Because you're a fresher, they will do mistakes, learn from mistakes. And 2 to 3 years, you become experienced. And then that is where people will start, having some expectations. So as you work, make people around you also work along with you. There can be poor performers, average performers, and super performers. And it's our talent that make people work. And then you have to drive things. So that's the basic quality of a leader or a leadership quality, I would say.
Yeah.
As far as you're able to drive it and make things happen, I think that's the leadership quality.
Yeah.
Right?
So we can tell
So-
today students are the future leaders.
Correct.
So next question, madam.
Yeah.
What kind of attitude should students develop to succeed in their first job?
It's about commitment and dedication, I will definitely say.
Yeah.
Right? And that curiosity should not be lost to in any student at any point in time. What we are seeing nowadays is, as I said, I've got a job, I'm very happy, I'm getting my salary. I mean, that mindset has changed. They're not being so committed. It could be, I mean, that's the trend. But again, not all, I would not stamp it, or I would not, put that word as a general statement. But majority we are seeing people are like, they're not flexible, or, there are such kind of attitudes. At the same time, they are very sharp, very committed. They're extending themselves. They're trying to be more flexible in their work, and then trying to be more curious, work with the seniors once they get into the organizations, right? So that quality they should develop. And then even if it is not your issue, ensure that you explore things. You explore and then start learning, put your 100%. I think that's the best quality, which is much required in every student or an employee, or as a fresher, I would say. Because if you stop learning, or if you kill your curiosity, I think you will not learn. And people look after you also. Okay, this is the person, a go-to person for any problem solving. Okay, if there is an issue, do not just come and report, okay, something is not working. The student should actually come with the solution. Even if he or she is not able to solve the problem, at least do your part of analysis and then come. Then your seniors will appreciate it, and then you try to, then give your best in terms of, they will then think, okay, this is the candidate we are looking for, who have done their job. They've done their best to find what the issue is, at least, right? And then they will be ready to help. So that's the attitude we should develop. Do not just keep on asking for help. Yes, asking for help is important. But after you do your 100%, then you go and ask. It makes more meaningful. It makes more sense to the seniors or your leaders to even look at it and help you as well.
Yes.
That's how we grow.
So after academics also, the learning is a continuous.
They will continue to be a students. Even we will also be, as a students end of the day, right? Because we continue to learn. There is still a lot for all of us also to learn at any point in time. And that's how it is, because there are examples where people stop learning, they lose their jobs.
Yeah.
Because they're not, following the trend, or they're not being part of the industry. So obviously, if there's a recession, then they will be part of it, right? They will be the victims of it, I would say. That's how.
So next question, madam.
Please.
Why are soft skills and communication as important as technical skills?
Yeah, it is very much, and of course, I'll be covering in my session. What I wanted to tell is, people, they will do, say, for a lecturer versus a student, they will give their some problem, or a program to be written, or a code to be written. They will do and then execute it. Absolutely, it is working fine. Now, there is another person who actually does the same thing. They will write an average code. It also works. Okay, but a perfectionist versus an average, if you ask, this average person is able to go and explain.
Yes.
Right? Now, you ask me a question, if I'm unable to explain you might think I'm a dumb fellow, right? So, if you're failing to explain, that is where people will lose interest. People will, that is where we lose our value or the respect also. People will not value us or respect us for what we are.
Yes.
So that communication plays a very important role. People should ask questions. Students nowadays, they're lacking that skill. Maybe, again, I'm not saying that all students are like that, but they will that shy feeling, not being able to ask. So they should come out of that kind of an environment, right? So communication definitely plays a very important role. Technical skills can be taught. Of course, colleges, universities teach technical skills, right? But from their childhood, and even in the students, even in their engineering or any kind of academics they do, I think they should start building that culture of coming out of it, ask questions, and then if they really have stage fear, also it's okay. But then, how can I avoid that stage fear? Talk in front of people. Talk in small forums within your own friends group. Come and start giving a lecture or talk about some just general topic. It need not be a technical topic also. So how can people improve their communication skills? But it plays a very important role. And even in organizations, when students come as freshers, what did you do? What is your project that you have done in your engineering? If they're unable to explain, how will I know whether he really did or he copy pasted, or it's like a lift and shift and then they are just Google Chat GPT is also giving projects nowadays, right? But did you really understand it? Unless you tell, I will not understand. So that's why at any point in time, communication definitely plays an important role.
Thank you, madam, for your answer. Now we'll jump into the rapid fire question, madam.
Sure.
So what is the most important skill needed for a fresher in the IT industry?
Very IT industry, it's like, obviously, if they're joining as a fresher, they will get into an organization as a technical, looking at their technical skills and analytical skills and problem skills. But it's a mix of skills, I would say, right? But most important thing is their attitude and, their mindset. Then comes skill set is according to me, skill set can be taught by teachers or whatever. But if they do not have attitude to even learn, sit and listen and sit and execute, that's where failure begins. So I think technicalities and all of that can be taught. This, of course, can be taught, but individual should have that interest to even follow it and execute it.
Yeah. Thank you. Which soft skill is essential for becoming a future leader?
Sorry?
Which soft skill is essential for becoming a future leader?
Communication, definitely. Right skill, listening skills is the first, definitely listening skills. That means, listen to what another person is, person sitting in front of you is telling, understand it, and then you respond accordingly. Because the question you ask and what I respond doesn't match, it makes no sense. So listening skills plays a very important role, of course, and being more assertive, right? And when you communicate, it's like I should not, the language I use matters, right? Being more assertive. And when situation demands, saying no is also a very important skill that we should learn, right? So communication and then listening skills, right? These are very important to start with. Yeah.
One positive and one negative impact of social media on students.
Yeah. See, positive, obviously, there are a lot of positives about it. We learn, as I said in the past, if we have to learn something, we have to read books and then learn it. Even now, I still prefer reading books than, the online reading or online browsing of, the files and all of that. So positive is definitely, it is giving us more knowledge, information, and of course, converting that into knowledge is our job. So that's why obviously that information, our translation it into knowledge is important. That is where is the positivity about it. Negative, people stopped using their minds, right? They're not thinking. Even to write a small story or write a paragraph or write some theory about what you have learned, people started using ChatGPT, Google, even right from students. So that's obviously the negativity or, the, I would say, cons of the social media or the technology, I would say. I think it should be a mix of it both always. That's when people will, start growing themselves and start learning more.
Thank you, madam. What is the key difference between information and knowledge?
Yeah. So as I said, information is like a lot of information you get. How much of it is really important for you? How much of it can you really contextualize to the situation that you are looking for, right? That is important. Say if you ask me, what is an important skill for me to, learn SAP? Okay. It will give everything around SAP, but it will not tell you need a base skill of some ERP system, or you need a Java as a base skill. If it is not, it gives lot of information. You translating it into the right message, right, which actually helps you, and then it should convert into an action. So that knowledge will be converted into an action. Information becoming knowledge can only become through that translation of the content, and then obviously it can be actionable as well. So if the translation is not happening, lot of information, our mind also gets confused as to what is right for me, what is not.
Yes.
So converting that into knowledge is very important.
It's a good difference between information and knowledge.
Correct.
What motivates you to grow from your first job to a leadership role?
Obviously, my path, I would say, because I've joined as a fresher, saying, mine was Satyam, then Satyam, and now it is Tech Mahindra. I've played multiple roles. I never stopped myself. I always wanted to stand unique in, be it a family or crowd, my friends, network, and all of that. So that enthusiasm or that, zeal always made me stand apart in the crowd. And then that it's still continuing, I would say. And if I still compare it with any of my network, yes, I still feel proud about it. Of course, even within my family as well. And my family support obviously is definitely, I really appreciate, and I really pray God about it and thank God about it for giving me a good family who supports me to continue my career beyond personal life.
Yes.
So absolutely, that's what it is.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
So at last, we will conclude with one question, madam.
Yeah.
How can a student transform their first job experience into a successful journey toward becoming a future leader?
So it's all the foundation, how we are trying to drive, how we are trying to mold our careers, right? If I just wanted to remain as a developer, there are ways of, just being as a developer,
Yes.
right? But it's not just being a developer, or people struggle to just be what they are trying to, just to continue to do what they know.
Yes.
But the moment you stop learning, that is where it's also, I would say, you are seizing your career, or it's like a full stop to your career, or even to the leadership. Do not stop that growth. It has to be both, as I said, you should learn technical skills, learn how to be professional, how to be more professional, that communication skills, being more assertive. And then also, how can one take that ownership and responsibility, plays a very important role to become a leader. Unless you own it, unless you take that accountability or responsibility, we will not see that growth to be, or growth towards the leadership roles.
Yes, ma'am.
That obviously there is a huge difference. People performing as an individual performer or an individual player versus who makes people work, who influences people,
Yes.
who at least motivates people. All these are important qualities. So that's what I would say.
Thank you, madam, for your nice information about the job and career and opportunities and how to use the AI in IT sector.
Yep.
And thank you for your info. Thank you for your good information about these all things. Thank you.
Thank you very much for Centurion University for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you.